You're really in need of a nice vacation, but travel today can be so expensive, so you opt for the next best thing. You read about this company, Union Aerospace something, and they've got openings for security on some super secure research lab that they've got set up on Mars. Well, it looks like someone's beat Elon to the punch after all. Your interview with the UAC recruiter goes pretty smoothly. He does seem to ask the same question multiple times. Have you ever had any exposure to paranormal evil, possibly hellish entities? You think back to your failed vacation in Romania, where you had to fight off Valak, the evil nun, and your camping trip in the US, where you had to set an entire state on fire just to defeat the Blair Witch. And then lastly to your outing in Japan, where the angry ghost of one of your dead girlfriends tried to strangle you with her hair, and you very quickly shake your head. No sir, no evil or hellish experiences in my life. Hey, you need the job, and what they don't know surely can't hurt them. Next thing you know, you're on your way to Mars, and immediately upon arriving, you get sent to find some egghead doctor who's gone missing. You find the wayward scientist lurking in one of the old communications labs, ranting and raving about having to send a message before it's too late or something like that. You don't get a chance to make out what nonsense he's babbling on about because suddenly the lights go out, and a weird red pulse of light seems to sweep over the base. You shut your eyes and you swear you can see, well, evil things dancing before you, even with your eyes closed. You snap them open again and realize in horror that the good doctor you were sent to find is now a flesh-eating zombie, and you're about to be dinner. You fumble for your weapon, but in a panic you can't quite bring it to bear when suddenly the door behind the zombie opens up and you hear a loud roar before the dead doctor's head explodes like an overripe melon, covering you in hot, sticky gore. You look up and spot him, standing there holding a double-barreled shotgun. It's the Doom Guy, the Doom Marine, the Doom Slayer, whatever you want to call him. It's the man, the hero, the legend. And as he raises his shotgun at you, you realize too late that covered in gore like you are, you look exactly like one of the Walking Dead he's been busy exterminating. So how in the world are you going to fight and defeat the Doom Guy? The Doom Guy, or the Doom Slayer, has possibly one of the most confusing backstories you've ever heard of, and to this day his exact identity or his origins are pretty well unknown. With some clever sleuthing though, we can piece his identity together for you. Also, it helps that we played literally every Doom game ever made, including the original when it came out in the 90s. So buckle up, because it's time to learn about how hell got its ass kicked multiple times over in the last 30 years. Doom Guy got his start as a regular Marine stationed on Earth, and then sent to Mars as a punishment after striking his officer and refusing to follow an order to shoot civilians. In our world, that's pretty much what soldiers are expected to do when given unlawful orders, but in Doom Guy's world, well, let's just say things work a little differently. On Mars, UAC scientists discovered the remnants of an ancient Martian civilization which suddenly went extinct. Further excavation revealed that the Martians had developed teleportation technology, but that the teleportation process actually crossed through a realm of hell itself for brief moments before depositing its traveler or cargo at its destination. With some refinements, a portal directly to hell could be opened, and this led to Doom Guy being caught in the first demon invasion. To save humanity, Doom Guy had to enter hell and destroy the mastermind of the invasion, blowing the giant brains of the spider mastermind to tiny pieces. Doom Guy then took a portal back to Earth, but because time works differently in hell than in our dimension, he arrived weeks after a full-blown demon invasion of Earth had already occurred. Doom Guy fought to a nearby starport so he could deactivate the force field, keeping humanity's last survivors, which had been packed into spaceships, on the ground. As the ships left to colonize planets elsewhere, their sensors discovered the source of the invasion, and Doom Guy once more headed to the heart of hell to stop the invasion. Destroying the giant icon of sin, Doom Guy returned to Earth and helped rebuild our planet. Demons, though, are like bad mold. If you don't eradicate all of them, they just keep coming back. Military ships detected demon activity on Mars's moons of Phobos and Deimos and bombarded the former military and UAC facilities with radiation to kill the demons off. Something survived, however, and began resurrecting the demon horde in preparation for a new invasion of Earth. Doom Guy once more was called up to service and lead a squad to destroy the new demon threat, only this time he entered a portal into hell and decided to seal it up from the inside, ensuring the demons could never leave again. Trapped in hell, Doom Guy decided he would spend eternity working on his favorite hobby, killing demons in brutally awesome ways. And since if you glory kill a demon it spills out health and ammo, Doom Guy could basically keep killing for eternity. Deep in the bowels of hell though, Doom Guy came across survivors from an ancient world overrun by the demons long ago. These alien warriors were known as the Night Sentinels, and they helped craft Doom Guy's legendary Praetor suit. incorporating pieces of his existing body armor. Time and reality flows differently in Hell, and thus, while mere years passed in our reality, thousands of years passed in Hell. And all this time, Doomguy kept up his crusade against Hell, basically ensuring that the demons would be too busy dying from shotguns to the face to plan another invasion of Earth. After the demons' mightiest warrior, the Titan, was defeated by Doomguy, the desperate forces of Hell plotted and eventually managed to trap Doomguy in a magical stone sarcophagus, sealing him away forever. Or at least until humans from an alternate Earth opened a portal into Hell and let the demons loose again. In an act of desperation, Doomguy was set loose, and despite having been dragged into an alternate Earth, this Earth too was worth saving. It was time once more for the demons to die. So how in the world are you going to defeat an immortal soldier from an alternate dimension who spent countless eons battling the hordes of Hell itself? First, forget about weapons. Doomguy's Praetor suit is a huge upgrade from the old standard issue body armor he used when he first went into Hell. His armor has been upgraded by the Night Sentinels, who before their planet was consumed by Hell, were extremely technologically advanced and could wield magic. This technocracy allowed them to incorporate magical enhancements into materials, resulting in the Praetor suit. Armor so tough it's pretty much invulnerable to Earth-based weapons. Sure, you could try to get your hands on some of the UAC's advanced weapons tech, and let's face it, even the Praetor suit isn't going to stand up for long against the legendary BFG 9000, but there's a whole other problem when it comes to fighting Doomguy, and that's namely the fact that Doomguy only shows up when there's demons around. Lots and lots of demons, who all want nothing more than to rip your head off your shoulders, possess your soul, and make you roam around for eternity as a flaming skull. So even if you manage to track down some heavy-duty UAC weaponry, you're probably going to have to fight off hordes of demons to get your hands on it. Then there's also the fact that Doomguy is well, pretty lethal with guns. Like extremely lethal. This guy has spent thousands of years battling demons in Hell after all. So getting into a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff with him is probably not going to be prudent for your health, even if you're packing some Whopper plasma firepower. Also, while we're at it, forget about getting into a fist fight. This guy can literally punch through demon heads with ease. Imagine how fast he would turn your face into a crater. Oh, and Doomguy can also run super fast, so running is pretty pointless too. How fast? Well, just shy of about 57 miles per hour and without tiring. Yeah, I guess he's got lots of cardio fighting demons for all eternity in Hell. So seriously, how are you beating Doomguy? Well, you could try the tried and true aliens approach and just nuke the site from orbit. To be honest, nuking the site from orbit is our favorite way of dealing with most of life's problems, but there's just one tiny problem with that strategy, and that's namely that even if Doomguy dies in our world, well, he spent so much time in Hell that he's sort of attached to the place. His soul will return and simply reincarnate in a few years, so unless you want to live the rest of your life looking over your shoulder for a demon portal to open up behind you, killing is definitely not an option. You really only have one chance here, and that's basically to join forces with Hell. The demons could never defeat Doomguy, but they did manage to trap him in a magical stasis that lasted for a while, giving them a nice breather for a bit from the constant genocide Doomguy was causing in Hell. How you do it is up to you, but you're gonna have to get on the demons' good side and help them trap Doomguy back in his magical sarcophagus. And you better do it quick too, because we can't stress enough just how much of an unstoppable killing machine badass Doomguy really is. Question is, how do you get the demons on your side? Well, you could try and offer them teleportation technology secrets. They seem to be pretty interested in the tech since it allows them to invade different worlds. But it's actually much simpler than that. All you really have to do is get a part-time job at T-Mobile, and then parlay that into a full-time position, and after a year apply for their management course and become store manager, then work your way up to regional manager. And as anyone who's ever had to suffer using their cell phone service knows, T-Mobile is literally hell, and it turns out that the demons were here with us all along. We admit it, we put you up against an unstoppable force in this episode, so let us recommend a more fair fight. Watch our episode on how to defeat Pennywise, or perhaps you'd enjoy this other video over here instead. Either way, click now, because any day now the demon invasion could begin.